Hi everyone, it's Anja here and I'm back with another video for Anja's painting studio. And today I would like to talk to you about my travel kits. So when I started painting again, after a little while, I discovered that actually people were making little kits and taking it with them. What was this magic? So I wanted to do that myself as well. And of course, I take my crochet with me and I make sure that that's compact. So I was going to do the same for my painting. And I started with this kit, which is my larger travel kit. This has everything in it that you need apart from water. This is my compact travel kit, which I have sort of gone from using this to this. And this has everything in it as well as water. So I keep on using this one at the moment because it is just the most convenient, to be honest. Now, this one is for travel on a plane, on a train, when you don't have any suitcase that you can take with you. So this is hand luggage. This is in your hand luggage only. This is cabin luggage, things like that. This here is for taking with you on holiday so that you can use that at your destination, obviously. But also I would still take this one. So this would go in the suitcase. This is then sort of for while you're traveling. This works as well when you're traveling if you haven't got anything else to take with you, basically. But also if you say, oh yes, let's go to the park and do some painting there, this one is handy to just carry with you, so you can do that, or even to the beach here. But yes, so these are the two kits that I have sort of set up and that I do keep on using, although this one is the one that I always grab to take with me. This one fits in my handbag, in my hand luggage, and yeah, it's so easy. It's not bigger than a little makeup bag, really. This is actually a makeup bag. I got it for free a long time ago with a purchase of beauty products, and here the thing has broken off, but that doesn't matter. I've put my own ring on it, a carabiner, because I do love those. This, and then one of those clips. Not really sure what all these things could be used for. I mean, I know what I'm going to use this for, but all this is just there to make a new, a pulley for my zip because it had broken. But considering that this was a broken makeup bag, this is now my absolute favorite. I have tried it in a different one, and at one point I made my own, but this one is just, look, it's so slim, it's so compact. The size, can you see it's a triangle? Ideal for what I have in there. Perfect shape. Okay, so let me show you what's inside. I don't know which one to start with. So we'll start with the one that I made myself first. So this is a pencil case I bought on Amazon. I spent a long time browsing pencil cases because I wanted it to be deep. I wanted it to have levels, and yeah, every time I found one, there was something wrong with it, because of course you're not just going to use it for pencils, you're going to use it for paints and all kinds of things. So it had to be a certain size, you know. And then I finally ordered this one, and I really do like this one. So it has two zips. Nothing on the outside, which I do like, because, pockets on the outside are not for me. And here in this part here, we have the main things. So this is a pocket here that you have. You have here an insert with pens. This is a pocket as well. And then here is, a big area. So let me show you what I've got inside. So here I have some scrap paper, some earbuds, some washi tape, thin and thick, a clip and a kneadable eraser. Normally I have a normal eraser in here as well, but I am trying to make sure I use this one here, which is like a pen eraser. So you can take it down and you can pull it up, and it does erase, you know, really small areas as well. So that's good. Then here I have some pens, a black pen and a sepia pens. 0.5, 0.1 and 0.1. I like the sepia one, but sometimes I want to do some sort of that just painting colors and then going over it with black, just to, like drawing lines, and I like to do that in black. This is what I use for my tiny painting. I have my mechanical pencil 0.5. This one I think I've had since I was like 18 years old. So yeah, I'm very careful with that, but trying to keep it in good working order. Then here, this is a pergamano thing, I think, you know, to inscribe into that paper. But I'll tell you in a moment what I do with that. So let me put this back. Then here I have another clip. And then here I have a lid of a Pringles box. And I started using these after wanting to have more palette space, and of course for my travel things, and it needing to be really light, portable, not too big. And then I thought, hang on a minute, and I had one in my bag at that moment in time. I was traveling, so it was really lucky that I had you know, bought the Pringles, and yeah, so I keep on using it. I've got one in this one as well, because it is handy to have as an extra you know, mixing space. So there's a little tip for you. This is always something that you can, you know, save next time you have them. Put them in here. It would go in here as well. It doesn't take up any space, nor does it weigh anything. Then here I have, let me just take these things out and do it in order, paper. When I travel, I tend to just keep the napkins wherever you get given some. So I always end up with more napkins when I get back than when I leave. So that's good. This here is my water container. Again, one of those purchases from Amazon. I've got 4 of these. This is the grey, so it, you know, coordinates. So this is my little travel thing. So what I have to do when I have only this case, or when I have this travel kit, I need to make sure that I get water. But of course, when you travel by plane, there's still some rules about that. So generally we do buy water before we board the plane, and then I just take some from that bottle. I always buy 2 because there's special offers, and then I know I've got enough to also use for my painting. And then this is my travel palette. It's a Winsor and Newton, but it's a you know, 12 colors. It's a split primary palette, but I do not have the original colors in there. So I changed it around to what I use and what I like, because I thought, well, having that Viridian, I don't use that very much. I need to have a pinkish red in there, which there isn't. So you can't make a nice purple. I like to have turquoise in there. This is ultramarine, I think. So yes, so I really changed it around. Also, there's white in there, which I don't use anyway. So this is Payne's Grey, Sepia, and then these are the siennas. no, umbers, raw umber. Oh, what is it again? Anyway, I have got a swatch somewhere, so I do have that normally, but generally when I'm painting, I know what I've got, and this is quite familiar to me. So that is my travel palette. I don't have the brush in there anymore because I don't want to lose it. I've got it at home in my kit there. But yeah, so this is quite handy for paints. There's a lot of paint. There's enough for me to be able to make all the colors that I might want on location. Okay, at home I have a much bigger palette, 24 colors, but yeah, you have to limit it at some point, right, when you're traveling. So this goes in here, this goes here, and then I have two sketchbooks. So this is a sketchbook that I made myself with square pages. It's Meeden watercolor paper, and I made this myself, and that fits right there. And then this one is one that I bought that actually has the exact size to go in there. So this is the sketchbook that I have in this kit. So that's the size of paper that I can use. That's the biggest I can go. I can go much smaller, even smaller than this, but that's in here. Okay. And this is this has been with me to various locations whenever I travel with this. And of course, I have used this at home as well, but I want to make sure that next time I do keep this solely for this, but I was just too enthusiastic at one point and I just wanted to use this one. So yeah, so this is the size that fits in perfectly. So I'll have to make sure that I keep, you know, an extra supply of this one so that I always have this in there. So that is this side of the kit. So this, as I said, is the size here. This is the size, two sketchbooks, but I also have paper with me. And of course, brushes. So here I have various sizes of pre-cut paper. It's all Meeden paper that I use because I prefer that. So little squares, like postage stamps, I love doing. So then I would take my palette, for example, and put the tape this down with the washi tape. Same with these or with this one, so that I can paint on them. So here I have this size, and then hang on a minute, let me just take it all out, it's easier. So my stamps go there. Then I have this one is a little bit bigger again, and then this size here. And then also what I have is this paper, the see-through paper, and carbon paper. Now sometimes, and these are small as well, and these are the squares, so sometimes I draw something and I particularly like it. And I'm like, oh, I really want to not ruin it by coloring it in now. But what I do then is I don't actually take a photograph, because you can't, because then I can't do anything with it anymore. You take a photograph using this. So I put this over and I copy it with my pencil. And then when I have painted in the original, I will be able to do it again. So then I might do it next to it and do it again. And then I need the carbon paper and that little pen that I showed you earlier to go over the carbon with this, over the pencil that I drew, and then it transfers the picture to my paper. And that's what I like to do, because I like to be able to try things maybe in a different color scheme, or just try it again, or just do it again, or just when you think, oh, this is a really nice sketch that I've made, it's a shame because now I have to redraw it and it's never the same. So that's what I do. So that's my little trick there. Yeah, I mean, I've been watching a lot of travel kit videos lately to get ideas for mine. And actually, my setup is unique. It's not the same as everybody else's because we all do different things. So this is something that I do, that I've always done. And yeah, it's like copy paste, I call it now, because of course that's what we do, isn't it? Copy paste. And this way I can copy paste my own paintings and do them again. And I enjoy doing that. So it might be worth, having a go and seeing if you like doing it, because to be honest, being able, sometimes I draw something or I paint something even, and I really like it. And I think, oh, that would make a lovely birthday card or whatever, on a card. And then I can reproduce it on an actual watercolor card with that I have bought, that comes with an envelope, and then I can give that as a birthday present. So that's a birthday card. So that's a nice thing to be able to do. But yeah, I like sometimes copying my own work. So let's put this back in. And I like all the little, different shapes that I've got here. And here I've got another shape, a nice little square as well. So there we go. And then this here is a little notebook that I made from the cover page that you get in your Meeden block of watercolor paper. And it's the cover. So I cut it up, I fold it, I stitch it, and I make a little notebook. So I made this notebook in November 2025. I have, however, put some crochet stitches in there, but that's okay. That's what I use it for writing down something. If I wanted to, remember something about painting, then I would write it in here as well. But I just needed to remember that little, crochet pattern that I designed while I was away. And of course here, yeah, a little pen so I could do the writing. So that's that. And this here are the leads for my pencil there, because you need to make sure you can always do your drawing. So make sure you don't run out of your leads. And then here the rest is all brushes. So I have 2 actual travel brushes here, which open up and you can, turn them into complete brushes, but they are actual travel brushes. I love using these, but I am so precious with these that I don't use them. But there we go, they're in there. But also they are a little bit too big for the size of painting that I do in here. So I have here very, very small brushes, because that is the size that I would be using most, certainly for the size of paper that I am using. And this one here, for this size of paper, would be a mop brush, because yeah, of course, so that is my setup. Of course, I have a lot more brushes at home, but because these are the likely ones that I would be using with this kit, with the size of paper that I have here. I do not like water brushes. I don't use them. I always prefer proper brushes or these travel brushes. And as you will see, even in this kit, I have full brushes. So that's that. So that is this kit. Two sketchbooks, loose paper, mini versions of paintings, and to be honest, for holiday, for traveling, that's the size that I like to stick with. So there's no problem with what whatever is in here I can do and I can use. So this one is an even tinier setup, but it's not going to limit me, because this is what I have been doing for the last few times I've been traveling with plane train. Ideal for this. Okay, so there we go. Let's take a look inside. As I said, I always come home with more tissue than what I leave with. So this is a tissue that I got on the Eurostar, and I am using this. I dry it each time and I don't stop using it until it is completely, full of paint basically. So this one is a really good one. It's really nice and soft as well. And then in here we have paints. So this is my paint kit, 8 colors, split primary, and it works really well. I like the acrylic, the plastic. It doesn't look nice, but you can easily clean it, so you can just wash it under the sink. I have had these paints go down, used them up, and then I've washed it all out and started again with a new selection. So it was really easy to do that, and I think this is just so practical, certainly for this kit, and it gives me enough paint for a long time. You would be surprised how many paintings I have already done with these. Then, yeah, the Pringles lid again, because obviously it is so handy to have that as your extra palette. Here, just some scrap paper to do color swatches on. Then this here is my sketchbook. I made this myself. This is made of Meeden paper. This is the box of my metal Meeden palette that I bought. So I've just used that for my cover of my book here. And then I've done a couple of pictures already on the way while I was traveling. So that's all I've done in there. I have a lovely watercolor book, sketchbook to take with me. Now this is a little metal tin that I got from Starcraft, and this is to keep stitch markers in. But it was the exact size for my mini painting pieces of paper. So I need to cut a few more because I have used a few up, but this is a size of paper that I use when I'm away, and I attach it to something using my thin washi tape here, and I usually attach it to this little box here. This is a box of a kneadable eraser, but I have got tiny postage stamps in there, 2 kinds, with or without the little edging here. And this is a little stamp I made of a shell. It's a first class stamp from Royal Mail, but it's all good fun. So that's that. So that's a little box here that I was able to use from my kneadable eraser. The kneadable eraser, by the way, is in here. This is a 3D printed little pot that somebody sent me. So there we go. This is the new kneadable eraser, and this is my old one, but yeah, they're both in there for now. There we go. Usually, again, same story. What happened to my rubber? Again, it's gone. So I usually have an eraser in there as well, just as in this one, but none to be found, but never mind. Then this one here is my tiny little sketchbook that I also made myself, 1 by 1 inch. Haven't put anything in there yet, so I should do that really soon. And then here for my pens and brushes. So I have again the 0.1 sepia pen, the 0.5 black pen, and my 0.7 mechanical pencil. There are other pencil leads in there, so making sure I have enough because I don't really want to put the whole canister in there. And then here again I have brushes, again the ones that I think I might use the most for this type of painting, of this size, of course, the mop brush, and then a really detailed brush, and 2 other ones that I really like. And then we also have this clip, of course, and then last but not least we have the water. This is one of those Tiptree mini jam jars that you get in hotels, and look, I have used it, and it's, there's stuff in there, but yes, this is my setup with my water, and this actually is very handy because it's quite wide as well, And yeah, it's really easy to use, and you don't need much water when you're, you know, painting on this scale type of thing. So there we go. That is my mini setup. And like I said, this triangle is the perfect size to take this size of that little pot, you see. So I always put that in the corner there. I put my kneadable eraser on top, my washi tape, and then everything else. This one on the other side. And then this like this, look, see? It all fits so nicely in there. And I can hear some of you saying, oh, Anja, what about the bristles and your pencil case? And they're going to get, you know, and this one is already a little bit, I don't worry about that. They fit in just right. So you wouldn't believe it, but they are just the size. Look, it just fits in really well. And yeah, it has everything I need. I do clip sometimes onto there. I clip this together onto my book, but generally I'm not on plein air, so to speak. I have got a table in the train, or the little tray in the airplane, and so I don't really need to clip things, but I still have the clip there, you know, in case I need it. So there we go, and there is space for more. There is space for that, you know, round rubber that I cannot find. Where is it? Maybe I was sketching in bed. Yeah, can't find it. Anyway, there we go. So these are my two travel setups. This one goes with me even in my handbag when we are going anywhere, basically. This one is a little bit more bigger. We've got that sketchbook in there, which is a little bit larger, but still, yeah, I think they both work. They both work independently, and they both work together. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope I have given you some tips and tricks that you could do as well. See what you like doing, see what you paint like, and what your habits are for painting when you're away, when you need to just take a little kit with you. But yeah, I really enjoy using both of these. This one is my favorite, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.